Hi, in my video today, I want to address some of the main concepts that are important in political science discipline. So I'm starting right now. Yes, I want to share my screen. Okay, here we go. So I have 20 slides and plus a cover, and I'm starting. So some common definitions of politics. Politics is the exercise of power. Politics is the public allocation of values. Politics is the resolution of conflicts. Politics is a competition among individuals, groups, or states pursuing their interests. This definition belongs to James Danziger. It's his book was published in 1991. So I want to make references to some important people and their words about politics. For example, US President Harry Truman said this: "My choice early in life was either to be a piano player in a whorehouse or a politician. And to tell the truth, there is hardly any difference." The Canadian Prime Minister said, "Politics is the skilled use of blunt objects. Politics is war without bloodshed, while war is politics with bloodshed." This is said by Mao Zedong, chairman of People's Republic of China. Politics is the art of the possible. This is what Otto von Bismarck said, Chancellor of Germany. Here we can see a diagram, the political spectrum. When you go to the left, it means that more equality, more individual rights, and more tendency for change. But when you go to the right of the political spectrum, you see that there is more hierarchy, more state intervention, and more stability. Politics includes two basic dynamics. One is cooperation and the other is conflict. Politics as cooperation or integration means that it is the process of rule based on order and justice. Politics is driven by the considerations of the common good, more natural for the thinking of those who support the existing social order, in other words, status quo. Politics as conflict means politics can be defined as a struggle for power. So politics is driven by selfish interests of individuals, groups, or businesses, more natural for thinking of those who would like to change the status quo in their favor. At any given moment in any political process or event, one can discover elements of both cooperation and conflict which interact in various ways. Political analysis seeks to make sense of the logics of these interactions. Duverger, I want to make a reference to Maurice Duverger. According to him, the state in a more general way is organized power in a society, is always at all times both the instrument by which certain groups dominate others, an instrument used in the interest of the rulers, and to the disadvantage of the ruled, and also a means of ensuring a particular social order, of achieving some integration of the individual and the collective for the general good. The two elements always coexist. Through the importance of each varies with the period, the circumstances, and the country concerned. Power is an important concept while we are covering political science. We can say that power is the field of politics. It's the ability to make or to influence the making of those binding decisions which are the essence of politics. Struggle for power is important. Distribution of power, how fair is it? How equal, how effective, and balance of power, great powers, superpowers, and the notion of a powerful leader in politics also matters. Types of power: control of, influence on, ability to make or influence political decisions. Economic power: control of economic assets. Military power: ability to wage war or to compel others through intimidation or deterrence. These forms of power interact with each other in many ways. Changing processes of power. Here I made some reference to Fairclough. He is an important scholar in discourse studies. Three approaches to power in discourse, according to him: the classical model, the hegemony model, the fragmented model. But these concepts of power are related with discourse studies, as I said. Legitimate power, types of legitimacy, Max Weber, politics as vocation. So traditional power, legal, rational, and charismatic power. Traditional is based on traditions, established beliefs or values, like rule of dynasties. Legal, rational power is based on formal arrangements, rules, laws, and constitutions. The main type practiced in contemporary politics. Charismatic power is the power based on the extraordinary personal qualities of a leader, the influence of an idea or cause. From ancient Greek word charisma, meaning gift. Here, there are some different types of power: coercive, reward, referent, legitimate, expert power, or money, including government, influence, including the national level, political power, status. These are some different aspects and types of power. I will put these slides in my academia, the profile, and I will put the link down the video. Another important person, a scholar while analyzing power, is Michel Foucault, the French thinker, and the power as biopower. Social order is maintained through exertion of biopower, power directed towards us as living beings, the task of administrating life, anatomopolitics, human body, sexuality, mental health, biological normality, with politics of population like health, fertility, or mortality. This is also related with the recent developments about the coronavirus vaccines. Premised on protection of life, not threat of death, creation of subjects. So power is different according to Foucault. So he defines power in a different way. Some keywords. Ideology, what is it? A set of interlocking assumptions about some aspect of reality, the base of social representations shared by members of a group according to Van Dyck. Hegemony is the dominance or influence of one group over another. Of course, we know that Gramsci defines hegemony in a different way, but it's another, it can be discovered in another video. Clarifying ideology and hegemony. Ideology can be defined as a set of ideas, not a single idea, held by groups, not by individuals, often naturalized by language. Hegemony, not total or absolute. It's seldom absolute, not just economic. It's often implicit, not overt. Here, Althusser is an important scholar. According to him, ideology not false as it forms the systems and structures by which people make sense of their world, but still not true as it merely confirms their status in society as workers. Ideological versus repressive state apparatus. Ideological state apparatus for Althusser were religious, educational, family, or cultural institutions, like the church or the school or media. These are the ideological state apparatus, and state reproduces domination by these. But repressive state apparatus is like the army or the police force. Marx and ideology is another important topic. Marx, so we should just briefly discover this. Proletariat accept the idea that they are free to sell their labor and that they will get a fair wage for it. Is this true? No, we are forced to sell our labor in Marx's view, because and that we do not get a fair price for it because bourgeois extract excess profit from proletariat labor under the capitalist system. Why do they accept this if it is not true? Because Marx says that the dominant ideas or ideology in society are the ideas of the ruling class. So this is what Marx thinks. The ruling class wants to protect their capital and their privileges, exploiting the workers, and the dominant ideology creates a false consciousness. So here, the key word is the false consciousness, according to Marx. Finally, another important concept is simulacra and hyperreality, coined by Baudrillard. Baudrillard discussed the concept of hyperreality. We inhabit a society that is no longer made up of an original thing for a sign to represent. It is the sign that is now the meaning. He argued that we live in a society of simulacra, simulations of reality that replace the real. Think Disneyland, he says. So today I tried to co-analyze these issues. In my next video, I'm gonna try to cover another issue. Thanks for listening to me.